welcome to another episode of Heart of CUR, the podcast in which we dive deep into the core of the aviation world here in Curaçao. I'm your host, Joanda Costa Gomez, and today we're going to pull back the curtain on what it takes to lead the Curaçao International Airport in its busiest season ever. 2024 was a record-breaking year, and we have to talk to the CEO of Curaçao Airport Partners, Johnny Anderson, on all the highs and the challenges and everything in between. Johnny,
Yeah.
I am very thrilled to be talking to you about 2024. But first of all, I want you to define 2024. If you could just sum it up in one word, 2024.
Historical.
That's
what
a good
Yeah,
one.
that's what I would like to say. Historical. We never seen anything like this, you know. So for me, I'm really proud of the team. I'm really proud of everybody who works at the airport. I'm very proud of our airline partners, the community, and we made it such a fantastic year. So for me, the word is historical.
Historical. That's
Yeah.
a good one. What are you most proud of?
There is one, we talked a little bit before we kind of sat down here and so on, but I think we have kind of moved this airport into a new category. We kind of been in the category of 0 to 2 million passengers, which is considered to be the smaller airports globally. But now we are moved into the mid-size airports, and now we are in the category of 2 to 5 million passengers. Since we passed 2 million around Christmas, you know, and now we are in that category, and that means like we have really leveled up also from the point of view of numbers, but also from the service point of view and how many passengers we are handling even every day and the way.
Was this growth expected? So did you already, because we talked about it a bit, you expected to reach the 2 million mark, but was it expected?
When we talked around half a year ago, I think, something like
Yes.
this. Yeah, and then we talked about where we would be at the end of the year. You know, it looked good, kind of like you know, the estimates were kind of like looking in a kind of good development. But I have to say, over the 2 years, you know, like that we have had here, that I've been here, you know, like I never expected this kind of growth that we have seen. So we had, I think we had 1.4 million passengers in 2022, but 1.7 million in 2023. And this year we will way past 2 million. So closer to 2.1 is probably the numbers that we will officially announce when we have really gotten the numbers right.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah,
But then-
that's the
but
same.
then-
That's what I'm saying. Historical.
It
you know?
is, but then but then I hear you saying, okay, we expected growth, but maybe not as much.
No.
What does that mean for you as a CEO to lead an organization to handle such growth? Like, you know, there will be growth,
Yeah,
but maybe
yeah.
not that fast, and that I would imagine that brings challenges. How has that been in 2024?
No, I mean, when we experience something like this, my main job is to support the organization, support the people that actually can make this happen. I mean, like, yes, it was a positive, what can I say, unexpected but positive, what can I say, result of 2024. And it's about also the destination has become really attractive to the market. And I'm not only talking about Europe or North America, I'm also talking about South America. So we are very attractive now as a destination. So we got, in many ways, more, you know, like a little bit more growth than what we expected. So what you do during that situation is basically you need to make sure that the infrastructure, the terminal, the flows, the processes, and the capacity that we have available is sufficient. And we are kind of very close to the ceiling right now of our capacity. And what you do then is that you need to make sure that it's managed properly when you are close to the capacity ceiling. So that means like you are supporting your people, your functions, and the managers that takes care of this from day to day in the best possible way. It means staffing, it means like equipment, it means like being flexible in any kind of way that you can do. It means information flow, reaching out to your network and really build them and give them trust. You know.
If you would say, like, if you could mention, let's say, 3 or a few of the most important, like, changes that were implemented in 2024,
Yeah.
that helped you carry the growth?
Yeah, I think there are small things, but I think
Okay.
the most important thing is first of all that we were able to cooperate much better with our partners in the airport. So we kind of have reached out to the Ministry of Justice. That means immigration. It means police. It means that we are reaching out to our ground handlers. It means that we are reaching out to our airlines. It means that we are reaching out to customs, to everybody that is kind of part of the journey through the airport, and making sure that they have the same information. So it's about information flow and coordinate that in a completely different way than what we have done previously. Now we have morning meetings every day where we go through today's operations. We also have frequently meetings, like to kind of tell them about the passenger numbers expected. Where do we see that we have crunches? Is there any changes to any schedules that could cause any disruptions or demand? So suddenly we are much better prepared than what we previously have been. So if you compare this peak season, this holiday season, Christmas and New Year, compared to last year, and mind you, we had 20% more passengers this year than what we had last year. Last year we had much more queues, much more, what can I say, unplanned disruptions, etc., etc. While this year we have been able to manage that in a completely different way. And it's about planning, it's about information flow, and it's about coordinating all of the resources on the airport.
So lessons learned and applied in a new year to
Yeah.
make it. But then how does that prepare you for the next? Because do you still expect more growth? Because we've already been
Yeah, it's
hitting the ceiling of
we,
capacity.
yeah. So
So
we expect something around 10% growth
for 2025,
for
even
2025.
under
Yes,
2.1.
yes, that's what we believe. Our estimates is in close to that one. So we are looking at somewhere between, well, maybe close to 2.3 million.
So that would mean even more destinations?
It
More.
means more destinations. It means also bigger aircrafts. It also means more frequencies than previously from the same destination. So let's say a flight from Toronto, instead of flying 3 times per week, they will fly 4 times per week. It's increased frequencies. Or they can change the aircraft to a bigger aircraft, so you get more passengers at the same time. Copa is a good example. They just increased their frequencies to Panama. So they are increasing from, I think it was from 9 to 11, so you're adding 2 more flights in the week. And of course that adds a lot of more passengers to our operations. So those are the increases we will see in addition to new destinations.
As someone that has managed, I mean, you've managed airports all over the world,
Well, yeah.
many of them.
Yeah, okay.
Is there something that stands out to you from managing Curaçao's airport in 2024? Is it the first time you experienced such growth?
It's
What were there certain things that
No, it's the first
were,
time that I have experienced this kind of percentage growth.
yeah,
And I think the good thing here is that now we are really well coordinated. We are a small airport, yes, we are, but I mean, like the learning, what you can learn from this is actually that you are able to coordinate in a completely different manner than what you have done previously. And since we are a small airport, where everybody knows everyone, you are able to do changes very, very quickly. And that has really helped us this year in 2024. And I think that also going forward that we will be able to be still flexible, even if we get bigger, still keep that flexibility and that coordination and partnership with the operators in the airport. Yeah.
I would imagine that it can be stressful at times. Is it?
No, I got really good people. I got a lot of good people, and
So
so
you don't need to feel the need to, I have to keep them motivated and it's getting a lot and we
Of
have to work
course,
extra
of course,
hours.
of
And
course.
how is
no,
that
it,
going?
it is of course, but I really have people who take huge responsibilities and they really kind of go the extra mile when it's necessary. I really have to say that this holiday season, I'm really proud of my colleagues because so many have done so much extra, to kind of get those queues moving and so on. We had a few days where there has been a little bit challenging, but it has been managed perfectly well. So I'm really proud of them, and they are the ones that really put in the extra hours. My job is to coach and to coordinate and to help them deliver. That's my job.
And from your point of view, as to vision of where you see our airport, where it needs to be. Let's say, okay, we're in 2025 now.
Yeah,
We're reviewing 2024, but okay, it was historical, the busiest ever in our history.
Yeah.
It's still like, if we look at 2025, you think it will still grow. But what does Johnny Anderson think it should look like? Should we keep on growing? Should we keep on adding more destinations, more frequency? What do you think about the whole? If we should think about the future of an airport in Curacao.
I think first of all that we will grow. I think we are starting to become a destination that is being noticed by so many markets. There's a lot of work that has been done all over, with marketing the destination. So I think that we will see much more travelers coming or visitors wanting to visit us in the future. I think that we need to diversify, meaning we have a huge opportunity in North America, and we have a very stable market in Europe. But I also think that we need to diversify and focus much, much more on South America, our neighbors, and also, what can I say, the ones that really wants to come to visit us here. But since we are doing what we will grow in the future. So we need to look at our infrastructure, the terminal buildings, and because right now we are at our capacity ceiling in a way. We may be able to handle a little bit more before it starts to be inconvenient for people. But we are very close to that now. So we need to do something with our infrastructure, meaning the buildings and so on.
So what areas would need improvement then?
The building that we are sitting here now, we need to do something about that one.
Expand?
If you look at here, you see the Delta aircraft that comes from Atlanta. Mm-hmm. It's one of the so-called jet bridges or passenger bridges. We have only 6. We need more of them because we are getting more and more aircraft coming in at the same time. And the best way to board and deboard them is using jet bridges. So we need to look at the infrastructure part from that point of view. As soon as you start adding jet bridges, you need to also expand the terminal, because you also are, what can I say, channeling more people in and out of the terminal. And also, if you have a lot of departures at the same time, then of course you need to expand the terminal also. So we need to also look at the terminal expansion. The check-in area where you check in today, it's also too small. We have 34 check-in counters. The demand that we have, the airlines, they ask this winter, this peak season, for 48 check-in counters at the same time. So we also need to look at how we can expand that one. And as soon as you start to expand on jet bridges and terminal, you have the subsystems, baggage, conveyor belts, screening machine, all of those subsystems. So we are looking at doing something. We need to expand quite a lot, so we need to increase our capacity, maybe with as much as 30% or something like this.
Oh, wow.
That's kind of what I see.
And what would be the time frame for that?
We need
expansion?
to do it. We need to do it pretty fast. So I think that we need to look into it already in phases over the next 5 years. We need to increase our capacity with a couple of 100,000 passengers per year to what we have today. This terminal is built for 2.5 million passengers spread out over an entire year. And that's like also over the entire day. We get most of our passengers during a very short period of time, 4, 5, 6 hours, usually in the early afternoon and then into the late afternoon. And there we have nearly now 2.1 million passengers. And of course, when you get all of your traffic in a very, very, what can I say, compressed, narrow window,
time.
then of course it will cause a lot of challenges to the infrastructure. So we need to kind of expand our capacity, and that's kind of like all over.
So anticipating on that, because of course right now we're still under the 2.5.
Yeah, yeah.
So just to be clear, like we're not there already, but it's
No,
just more like we're planning ahead. Okay, we know we're gonna get there. So what can we do to accommodate?
we are at our capacity limit already, since they are, so this
So
2.1, the
got it.
2.1 that we have, they are more or less coming within 6 hour period during the day.
Got
So
it.
and the 2.5 was supposed to be like
Spread out.
spread out throughout the whole day.
So, looking at a bright side of all of this and of the expansion of amount of people, and it also meant in 2024 that you were able to reduce the price
Yeah.
for passengers
Yeah.
going through the airport.
True.
What can you tell us about that? How did
Yeah.
that come to be? What was the vision? How did you come to
No,
that decision?
it's in a way it's simple economics in a way, in the sense that the more people that uses a facility, like that has been built and that costs a certain amount of money, the more people you can spread that cost out, and also the more people that uses your, let's say, your security services, you get a lower, what can I say, unit cost per passenger being processed in a way. So what we saw is that, one, we want to be competitive. We really want to reduce our fees, and we saw that yes, we have the opportunity now, because the passenger numbers are increasing so much that we are able to actually we will keep our total income, but at the same time reduce the unit cost per passenger being able to use the terminal. So there is a philosophy here that we want to be more attractive and attract more passengers. But the more passengers you have, the more cost efficient you will be. So it's actually also from a beneficial point of view, a good thing that we have a lot of passengers. But still, we would like to give them a great experience
Which
and a
you
good
do.
service. We do, but
You have a kids room
yeah, no, I
area.
know,
You
yeah, I
have
know.
for the women, for the young
Yeah,
moms.
no,
I mean, you
but-
have it's a beautiful. So you invested nicely.
Yeah, no, but we are very focused on the small things, So we have put up shades outside of the departure hall. We kind of have focused on the kids zones, like we have increased our capacity on the Wi-Fi, because we have had a lot of demand on that one and we were not able to deliver. So the small things, like and charging points, like in all of these things that are kind of very important. And also see if we are able to offer something that is valuable for people when they also are spending some time in the terminal, the shopping experience and the food and so on and so on. So we are really trying to focus on the small things. We put a lot of more people into queue management, so people feel, like in organizing the queues in a completely different way than what we have done previously.
So you've
so-
invested the money in strategies to help you cope with
Yeah.
the busyness of the season.
Yeah, but also to make the passengers feel more comfortable, that they feel that they are being taken care of, instead of maybe standing in a queue and don't know, is it moving forward? Will I make it to my flight? And so on. You will also see that there are much more screens up now. And we will also change some of the signage. So we are working with everything that has to do with, the flow and the information of things.
The flow, the information, but also the comfort of the passengers.
Yeah, it's true.
It's a very well thought out
Yeah.
infrastructure inside
True,
of the terminal. But still, it is a vision, because you could have said, okay, we're getting more passengers, we keep the amount, and then we make a lot more money. But then that would not have been according to the vision of, okay, no, we want to be attractive and we want to.
No. I mean, like, if Curaçao, if we as a destination do well, I mean, like we give the people what they want, good service, a fantastic product, and we really do have a fantastic product. If we can deliver it, that's kind of the whole thing. Then they will come, and the money will also come to the island and to us as part of that supply chain. So we kind of need to really understand that I am responsible for this little part of the experience for the passengers or the guests that are coming here, and I will do whatever I can to make that little part as best as possibly can. And then we need to coordinate with all of the other ones that, yes. And then we
make it.
create a fantastic experience and make this destination just like, wow, I want to come back.
Do you
You
feel
know?
on the feedback received as CUR that you are providing that experience also to travelers?
Yeah. The only thing that was a little bit, what can I say? I will not call it negative, but last year we had a what can I say? A service quality score it's a scale from 0 to 5. It's measured by a third party. It's called ACI, ASQ, Airport Service Quality it's called. We had a score on 4.16, and we have been able to increase it over the last 2 years. But this year we are standing still. But of course, it's about, you get 300,000 more passengers. So of course they will, as soon as you get more passengers, you do get a little bit more cramped, and so on. So of course, but I would like to see that kind
grow. So even if you're good, you want to be
So-
even better.
No, of course.
So those are, you might call them little pains that come with growth.
Yeah.
But if I can sum up everything you've told us up until this point, we can be rest assured that there is a vision in place
Oh yeah.
to be able to handle the potential growth once again for the airport.
Yes.
So to wrap it up, if I have to if I interview you in a little less than 12 months,
Yep.
so gonna come back to this.
Okay.
What do you say would be your biggest achievement that you want to have achieved basically in 2025?
I really would like us to have a better service quality than what we have today. I really would like to tell you, yes, Joanne, we left 2024 on 4.16, and now we are at 4. Maybe 20, 25, something like this, because that's what really sets you apart from other airports, when you can deliver that service quality. And now that we are moving up in the same segment as Aruba.
Bigger airports.
And now we're going to beat them. On service quality. Yeah. Yes, we're going to beat them. So Aruba, here we come.
Everybody watch out.
I'm
CUR is on
going
the
to take
way.
you guys.
No,
Don't
but the
worry.
experience is nice. Of course, we are recording this podcast also at a very nice location.
Yep.
For those who don't know, we are at Bar 22. So it opens at 10 a.m.
Yep.
And I mean, it's noon somewhere. So from 10 a.m. and up, you can have some nice drinks, something nice to snack on. But there are so many other nice areas here at the terminal for guests to enjoy. But of course, we give a shout out to Bar 22 for the nice service and the nice drinks. I mean, you have to take a
It's
sip
great.
before
No,
we end the podcast.
I did. I
Oh
will have
yeah,
another
you
one.
did.
Yeah.
I was so focused on hearing you. Let's try it.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
The way it should be.
So,
No, Johnny, I want to thank you so much for having another talk on Heart of CUR. And for everybody watching and listening to this podcast, I think one thing and has to be the most memorable thing I think you told us is how proud you were, how proud you are of the team. Because 2024 was the busiest season ever. More than 2 million passengers in Curacao. That was unheard of. You've been able to manage it. You've been able to thrive through it. And still planning and working hard for an even busier season 2025. So, wanta mo sa kurpa. So, this was another episode of Heart of CUR. Right from Bar 22 at the terminal here at Curaçao's International Airport. My name is Joanna Costa Gomez. It was an absolute pleasure to host this once again. Remember to visit all our socials so you can watch back the episodes and receive all information regarding our international airport. Bye.